that it? Why isn't this working? Hello, hello, hello. I think that's it. Let me see. Oh, there it is. I hear it. Let me turn it up a little bit. Okay. All right. I think that's good. If you're here, drop a comment to see if you can hear me. Sound is working now. Cool. Appreciate it, Ian. Thanks for being here. Uh, Happy anniversary. When was your anniversary? Mine was just last week. I guess that's the thing with teachers, right? We get married in the summer. So welcome. It's been some time since I've done one of these. Uh, I guess a month, really, right before BGG Con. And we've gotten a couple more games into our collection now. So, you know what? I think this chat. Oh, that's what it is. Let me figure out this chat real quick. I gotta pop it out here. Pop out. There we go. Now it should pop up on the screen, I hope. Sorry, so I thought I was going to be a little bit later than what I am. Wednesdays are, there is a running group here in the town that I live in, and Wednesdays are our social run. So, you know, we get home pretty late, and I had to put my daughter down to bed tonight, so uh, you know, I wasn't sure how fast she was going to go to sleep, but she ended up passing out very quickly, so that was awesome. Mine is today, 14 years, and your birthday is Sunday. Well, congratulations. That is awesome. I hope you guys got to enjoy it. My wife and my anniversary is the 20th, so it was last, what was today? I guess last Thursday? Sounds right? Yeah. Um, Congratulations. That's awesome. Happy for you guys. But yeah, anyway, so you know, we do the local 5K, and wasn't sure if I was going to be back in time, but my daughter actually ended up passing out tonight. So that's besides the point. Let's get into some of these games that I have, and you're going to have me looking over here just because that's where my computer is, and I cannot not look at myself. Um, so that's going to be what it is. Sorry. I guess I could just have it on my phone right here away from me. It's probably better. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into some of these games. Now, I will say just right off the bat, most of these are games that were gifted by the publishers um, for us in order to review or whatever it may be. There is one game here one game here that was not gifted to us that I actually bought. So we will get into those and just kind of talk about them a little bit. And if there's something that interests you about these games or anything like that, just drop a comment in there, and you know, we can kind of talk about it. We've done a video for one of them, and then the rest of them will be coming out relatively soon. So let's go ahead and start off with a couple that we've done videos on. And the first one here is the Fall of Kingdoms. Let's, right there, perfect. The Fall of Kingdoms. So this is it's a game that is live on Kickstarter right now. It funded very, very quickly. I kind of expected it to fund very quickly. This is how many people does it play? 2 to 7 player social deduction party game. Um, they're marketing as a social deduction game. I don't think it's necessarily that. It's more of a bluffing kind of party game. If you've played Coup, which is honestly one of my favorite games, Coup. If you've played Coup, you know how to play the Fall of Kingdoms. Now, the Fall of Kingdoms really just kind of builds up on Coup a little bit more, just because it's got like these kingdom boards that you can kind of do like defense, and you've got this morale kind of track at the bottom. So it's a little bit more gamey version of Coup, but it's the exact same thing. you've got your different characters that have different kind of actions. Like you have an assassin, which I'm pretty sure in Coup you have an assassin as well. Um, you've got like your general, your puppeteer, informant, prophet. So you've got all these different kind of characters here. The art's pretty sweet. It is AI generated, so if that's something that kind of bothers you, then maybe stay away from the game. But this is all, it looks pretty sweet. I like the way that it looks. Doesn't bother me too much. I understand the point of view where people are coming from with AI art, but anyway. So there is the character boards there. I'm sorry, the characters there. You've got these really sweet Splendor style poker chips. You can probably hear that. Just for your kind of money. And then, just like in Coup, you're trying to get rid of those characters and be the last person standing. So you've got these really sweet kind of reference sheets here. It's got the game rules, and then just what the characters can do. So, like, you've got the Saint, which allows you to increase your morale by one. It blocks kingdom attacks. You've got your prophet, which is gain a coin from the bank, peek at the characters or destiny cards from another player, blocks assassin, just all those kind of actions. Again, very, very similar to Coup. A little bit more gamey, but if you like Coup and you need a little bit more, you need a little bit difference in it, I'd highly recommend checking out The Fall of Kingdoms. Like I said, it's on Kickstarter right now. And they do offer expansions and all that stuff. I don't know anything about the expansions, but yeah, that's The Fall of Kingdoms. Devin and I got to play it a couple times, and it was really fun. We really enjoyed it. So that is the first one there. What is new in your guys' collection? I'd love to hear that. Let's see. Sorry, just looking at my text here. What else? What else? Let's get the newest one in our collection. I think it's this one. And this is Tuscany, the viticulture expansion. So this is a Stonemaier Games game, still in shrink. You can see that. Probably actually, I'll just go ahead and open it up right now because I have no idea what's in here. Hey, Michael, thanks for joining us. We're just looking at some new games in the collection. Um, I mean, you've hopefully you've seen some of our other videos, and you know that viticulture is not one of my favorite games. It's a game. It's just a game that does nothing for me, but it's one of Devin's top 10 games of all time. And so when we have the chance to get the viticulture expansion, uh, you know why not? I'll play the game. Like I said, it's not my favorite, but I'll play it. So we got the Tuscany expansion here. So let's see what's in there because I honestly have no idea. This is a Stonemaier game, worker placement game. Um, Tuscany Essential Edition includes 3 expansion modules that can be used in any combination: the special worker, the extended board, and structures. Hey Ken, thanks for joining us. Yes, new games. We're looking at all the shiny stuff. 3 expansion modules at the same time, but you can also try them out one at a time. So it looks like we have an extended board, which, let's see, it's time to expand your operations to all 4 seasons and spread your influence. Oh, okay, so there's fall and spring now as well, instead of just summer and winter. That's kind of cool. Let's see, the special worker here, as your vineyard grows, you become... Yes, Joel, you are correct. That is the newest game that has been released, but I actually got that one a couple weeks ago. This is the newest one in our collection. This one just came in, I think, like the other day. So yes, you are correct. That is the newest game that has been released, but this is the newest one that's in our collection. Let's see, what does this worker do? From the previous occupations that might have a positive impact in your vineyard. Interesting. Let's see, Michael is saying, I put viticulture below wingspan and above scythe for personal enjoyment. Funny enough, I don't know what it is about Stonemaier games. They've never 100% hit with me. I do enjoy them. I think they're all decent games, but it's just there's other ones that I'd rather play. Now I say that we just recently played Wingspan not too long ago, and I actually enjoyed it much more than when I originally played it. I played Scythe once. It was fine. It was okay. I liked Expeditions a little bit more. My favorite Stonemaier game of all time, though, is Euphoria. I absolutely love Euphoria. That is one of my favorite games by Stonemaier. I really like Rolling Realms. And super excited for Rolling Realms Redux to come out. I was watching Jamie's live stream earlier, and they were talking all about that. And I saw Legacy of You as one of the realms. I saw Meadow, which is another one of my favorite games, as one of the realms. So I'm pretty excited about that. Let's see. This also adds structures. Uh, Very cool. Oh, here's the new board. It's like we said, it's got summer, winter, and fall. I'm not going to open that up all the way just because I don't want to knock stuff all over the place. But there's that. Um, these have got to be the new structures, new cards, new stuff. So very cool. Apiary is an excellent. I've heard Apiary is very good, and I really do want to try Apiary. That's one that has been on my want to try list. Um, but also, he has that newest game. And Ian, if you're still here, maybe you can talk a little bit about it. I think it's called Vantage, I think is what it is. It's his newest one that's coming out. It's like a co op, story driven, just kind of narrative game. And it sounds very interesting. Um, yeah, so that's the Tuscany expansion. So we'll probably do some type of live stream because we've done videos on viticulture. So no reason to do another viticulture playthrough video, but we might do a live stream of it sometime. And I'll give him to Devin and let him school me on viticulture. Uh, Let me actually, I'm texting him right now, really quick. Uh, Sorry. Uh, Before I forget, he's asking about one of these games. So, Vantage is the new one next year, and it's an open world game. That's the one. That sounds awesome. That sounds right up my alley. I'm gonna mute this real quick. Get a drink. Michael, what was it about Apiary that didn't really strike your fancy? Um, I'm super interested in the theme. It just seems pretty cool, but I've also heard that like the theme isn't really just kind of pasted on. It could have been anything. So uh, it's actually a year out, and there will be 1 to 2 more games before the other than Rolling Realms Redux. Hey Joe, yes, we will be getting back together when we come back from my trip. Yes. For those of you guys that don't know, I am going out of the country in July for a couple weeks, so Devin's going to be holding the fort down. We were trying to get a game day set up with Board Games for Two here with Joe. Not sure if it's going to happen. It might. My daughter's birthday is next weekend as well, so my next weekend is kind of busy. But we'll figure it out. And if not, Joe, you can always play with Devin. You can always do something with him. Yeah, Ken, my shelves are getting full. Um, yeah, and honestly, when they get full, I just take them to Devin's house because he's got so many shelves. So really, the games that are here in my collection are the games that I play a lot, and then all the other ones that that are not ones that I'm going to solo all the time or that I know my wife doesn't like. Those go to Devin's house. Yes, Shelby, come to Ecuador. There's actually a funny story. Michael, you had mentioned Wingspan earlier. Last time I went to Ecuador, so um, again, I grew up in South America. My mom's from South America. I've got a bunch of family there. I went down there 3 years ago now, 2021, and I found a board game cafe. And so I went there, and they wanted to play Wingspan. And I was like, yeah, sure, let's play Wingspan. And maybe this is why I didn't enjoy it as much as I did as last time. But I am fluent in Spanish. I can read it, I can write it, speak it, all that kind of stuff. But they want to play Wingspan, and of course they have the Spanish edition. So like I could read it, but I didn't really 100% understand what was going on with the cards and how they would like trigger and combo because like my lexicon in Spanish isn't board game lexicon, right? So like when they're talking about like tucking cards and doing all these board game lingo, I was kind of lost. But it was super funny. I had a good time playing with them. Um, but maybe that's why I didn't like Wingspan as much. I'm not sure. Ken said, "My wife said to me too, your shelf is almost full. Better stop." Yeah. Um, Anytime I get a package, my wife is just like, "It's probably some game. Here you go." She doesn't even know anymore. It's gotten to that point, but that's okay. All right, let's see. Joel, you had mentioned Castellans here. Let's look at Castellans. Um, I am a big fan of the Valeria universe. I've got the other games right here. So here I've got Guild Academies, Margraves, and then Shadow Kingdoms. And then this new one, which is Castellans. Um, and actually, this is not Castellans of Valeria. It's just Castellans, um, which I find pretty funny. Because when I was telling Devin we got this game in, he couldn't find it because there was no Valeria. It's not Castellans of Valeria, it's just Castellans. But it is in the Valeria universe of games. Daily Magic Games, this is a 1 to 5 player game. Plays probably about 2 hours. And what I really liked here is it kind of told you what kind of game this is. So it's an area majority, dice drafting, engine building, resource management, and then unlockable powers kind of game. Um, Really, it boils down to it's an area majority game, and you can kind of get some bonus actions here and there. So first things first, you have the rule book. Um, Only seen prototype playthroughs. I love Valeria games. So we actually just recorded a playthrough of this game last Friday. Like I mentioned, I'm going out of the country, so we've got it scheduled. I want to say our videos going to come out mid July ish. Um, Now I will say it is an area majority game, so it doesn't play the best at two. It plays pretty good at two, um, but it's not the best at two. So anyway, we have that video coming out in July sometime. I love Valeria games. I don't really love their rule books. These rule books, I mean, they're fine. They make sense. You can get through them. But man, there's just like blocks and blocks of text and like tons of iconography. And I mean, again, it makes sense. I like it. I like the games. Um, but I cannot learn the game by reading these rule books. I have to watch videos on all the Valeria games just because they're rough. But anyway, once you get through that, the game is fairly simple. It's got this whole back part for the solo rules. And pretty cool. I was reading about it. They've got like a couple of different solo variants. Um, and then you can add it on to like a 2 or 3 player game to make it better. Again, because it is mainly an area control game. Um, and then, like I said, this isn't of Valeria. This is actually Kosk is the city that this takes place in. And so they give you this entire um, booklet about the city of Kosk, which, let's see, I think it's like to the west of Valeria. The opposing city of Kosk wasn't always this expansive. Um, It was an age of shadows. Valeria was under constant assault from the monsters of Shadow Kingdom. So it's just kind of going into that lore of the city. And from my assumption is, yeah, this is Valeria's westernmost city. I guess Valeria is like a country or something like that. Um, I don't know. This is the most westernmost city. So I'm going to assume that they're doing a bunch of other games with like cities in this universe. And my friend and I played Valeria Card Kingdoms. I've seen that one. It looks pretty interesting, but I honestly don't know anything about it. Very, very surprised by the production value of this game. I mean, it's got the Miko art, which if you play any of the Garfield games, the trilogy games, it's that art style, or any of the other Valeria games, it's that art style. You got this giant board. Valeria rulebooks are a jumble to get through. Yes, I 100% agree with you, Joel. So yeah, it's a pretty sweet little board here. Again, there's tons of stuff on it, but that's really nice. I love these player boards. They are double-sided, so you can, put your pieces in there. Got some sweet art on the back. I'm pretty sure they're all the same. Yeah. And then on the inside, you've got this awesome insert. Super sweet. I love a game with an insert. And so you've got all your pieces in there, right? And then, talking all that trash about the rule book, they give you this mini rule book, which is a nice reference. But again, look at all of that text on this mini rule book. So I think there was a period, I think it was in this video, I'm not sure, I don't remember, where I was staring at the rulebook for a good probably 5 minutes just trying to find something, because I couldn't find it in the mini rules or whatever. So yeah, it's got kind of like your double-sided stuff. There's some solo components in here. You have these, I forget what they call them, but they're like a little tower. So it just kind of blocks. It doesn't block areas, but it gives you incentive to go to areas in a two-player game, because you can tie the AI kind of thing. So anyway, that is. Put these back. How do I put these back? I think that's right. That's Castellans of Valeria. I really, really enjoyed it. It's funny, Devin and I say that we're not the biggest area majority hard players or game players, but we've been playing a ton of area majority games lately. And I was trying to tell him I really liked this one because uh, it felt like a Valeria game, which is hard to say because every Valeria game is completely different, right? Like all the mechanics, all the games are completely different. But what I mean by that is it's a really accessible, um, it's an accessible game of that mechanic. So like Margraves of Valeria, I feel like is a very accessible worker placement game. Shadow Kingdoms, again with dice drafting. What is that one? Guild Academies is a good kind of engine builder where you've got all these actions working for you. And then this one is just a good intro into area control. So I like that more organized inserts are starting to catch on. Looking for the I love a good insert, and agree with you 100%. I'm glad that they're starting to catch on. I'm just gonna go ahead and put this one right back in here so I don't have to later. Okay, let's see. What is next? We've got this one right here, Ezra and Nehemiah. I'm not going to tip it too much, hopefully. There we go. Didn't want all those pieces to go all over the place. Newest Garfield release. We are going to be recording a playthrough of this one, I think on Friday, so that it will come out sometime in July, again when I'm gone. But Devin is planning on live streaming this solo game, again one of those weeks where I'm gone in July. So Ezra and Nehemiah, whatever it's called, newest game in Garfield's Ancient Anthology series. Move this a little bit. Tons of people have said this is one of Garfield Games' like greatest hits kind of game. I can see why people are saying that, but I also think that maybe that's just something that somebody said and it kind of caught on. You can see mechanics from other games, but in reality, it's its own game. We kind of went into this game, so I got this. I think the day before BGG Spring, so it was at the end of May, and we were going up there. Devin, I think, was already at BGG Spring, so I brought it up just because I really wanted to play it. So with that being said, I had the rule book, and I kind of looked through it. I've said it many times. I'm not the best at reading rule books and processing rule books. I have to read it, watch playthrough, all that kind of stuff. So I did my best to teach it. And Devin was kind of like, it's 3 actions. It's 3 actions. How hard can it be? And he's right. There's 3 actions, but man, the chaining of actions, the timing of actions, just everything about it makes it so much deeper than what it actually is. So, we went into this thinking it was going to be a pretty game, but it's pretty heavy. So this is the board. It's a pretty big board. It's art by I forget his name, Sam Phillips, I believe is his name. So Shem's brother. They go away from the Miko art for the ancient anthology. And then really in this game, there's three banners, and those banners are your actions. Learning games on the fly is nerve wracking. Yes, it is. So there's three main actions on the game. Uh, Maybe I can pull some of these out. We'll see. This is another game that did not have an organizer, and I actually got one 3D printed. My local library will 3D print stuff for you, so I found one on a website, and I was able to send it off, and they 3D printed it for me. So really appreciate that. I think it's awesome, but I don't want to pull everything out of this one, so I'm just trying to find some cards here. Okay, so you have these cards. The board makes you dizzy. Yeah, it's a pretty massive board. So you have these cards here, and everybody has the same cards. So I don't remember how many there are, but you play 6 cards per round. And you'll see on that top corner right there are these banners. And so you have blue banners, gray banners, and red banners, and each of those banners pertain to different parts of the board. So your blue banner actions will generally act as like end game points kind of thing. So like um, your coins, instead of doing 5 to 1, they're worth 3 to 1. Or if you make it to the altar, um, I don't know, you get more points kind of thing. So it's just kind of like your end game points. And then they also do, they kind of make your actions better throughout it. So instead of spending gold on the altar, instead of gold being worth 2 on the altar, you can now make wood be 2 on the altar as well. So it kind of just boosts your actions and gives you end game actions. That's what I'm trying to say. So that's the blue ones. You have your red ones, which is this altar right here. No, this isn't the altar. This is the I forget what this is called. It's like the church or the cathedral or something. I don't know. And so here you are giving those different types of resources. So again, the gold, the wood, the cinder, not cinder, stone. And you're getting some type of immediate reward and some type of immediate benefit. So the blue is kind of like end game points. The red is kind of like in game right now. You are getting those points. And then there's also the altar track, which again is giving you immediate benefits, and it's the tiebreaker of everything in the game. And then you have your gray actions, and those gray actions are building the actual walls around the city. And those just give you resources, and those resources let you basically do all the other actions. So in reality, like the game, there's only those 3 things. You can either do a blue, a red, or a gray, but you need to really focus on one of them, but also dabble in another one and make them work succinctly enough to generate points. So I know that's probably not the best description of the game, but honestly, it's a terrific game. We've really been enjoying playing it. I don't know if I can put this back in. I don't remember how it goes back in, but that's okay. I'll deal with that later. But like I said, we're going to be doing a playthrough of it, and it's a really good one. Really enjoyed it. This has been my most anticipated game of 2024, and it's really kind of living up to that hype. I'm really enjoying it. So that is Ezra and Nehemiah. Put this to the side here. I'm going to put this one on the table because I've got to reorganize it. Perfect. There we go. Okay, let's look at Speed Cicleta. There we go. This is a very prototype copy of a game. Let's see, its publisher is Sapient Ape Games. So funny enough, I actually reached out to the publisher of this one. If you know anything about Devin and I, we are, besides board games, our other hobbies include running, biking, swimming, triathlon, um, endurance sports. So I saw this one kind of just flying around on the interwebs, and people were asking for reviews and stuff. And so I thought, hey, that's a game that Devin and I would really enjoy. It's a racing game that has to do with biking. I think it would be awesome. Let's check it out. So we got to play it with two players at BGG Spring, and it's a fun little racing game. So you have all these kind of tiles, right? So these tiles that make your map, and you just line them up. Um, so you have that. You have obstacles that will come out on the track. So you've got these little like slicks that might happen. Um, you have these nails. So if you're a biker, you know these are the things that you don't want to run into. You've got these cards that you can. They're different conditions. So like you might get a flat tire. You might get a puncture. Right. You might get all this stuff. But then you can also kind of get these upgrades like puncture-proof tires, so you don't get any flats. You can move 2 spaces instead of one, right? Move 3 spaces, all that kind of stuff. You can play immediately. There's a slick road. So it's all these kind of obstacles that just come out, and it was just a fun game. We had a blast playing it. We definitely want to play it with more people. You've got all these road hazards. So you've got a truck in there. You've got this gigantic moose. The person that makes this game lives in the Pacific Northwest, so um, there are moose up in that area, not down here in Texas. You've got your little bicycles, so it's just a fun little game that I thought we'd pick up because of the theme. It's supposed to be going to crowdfunding. Honestly, I haven't heard much from the publisher about when it's going to crowdfunding. I think it's some point in August. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, that's Speed Cicletta. We've had some fun playing it, so we'll see. We'll see what actually comes out of that one. It's one that I would like to do well in crowdfunding, just because again, I absolutely love the theme. But we'll see. We'll see how it does. Fun little game. All right, let's go to the one that I actually purchased this month, and that is Unmatched Teen Spirit. And you can see it right up there, $10. That's why I bought it. It was a Monday. Let me open this up while I'm talking. It was a random Monday. It's again 100 degrees here in Texas, if not more. 105, I think, is what we got to today, maybe more. And my daughter always wants to go play, and I don't want to go to the park with her when it's 100 degrees. So I take her to Barnes and Noble half the time because I'll get her books or whatever, and I can always look at games. So as soon as I walked in, I saw this on their clearance rack, and of course underneath that was a Disney Funko Pop that my daughter wanted, and right above it was this board game that I wanted. So I got us both something from Barnes and Noble. Um, have you played the Shakespeare version? I have not played the Shakespeare version. They had it there at Barnes and Noble. It looks pretty sweet. Um, I will say I like all of the unmatched characters and all that kind of stuff. I'm really Devin and I are super into Marvel. We're both really big Marvel people. Honestly, that's what got us like into Dice Zone was because it was Marvel. So we're gonna get the Marvel matches or the Marvel boxes, which are the ones that I have right now. And then I'll pick up a few other ones. I have the Tales to Amaze because I really like that. That you could play it solo. So I don't know. We'll probably pick up some other boxes at some point, but right now we're just kind of getting the Marvel ones. It was an Asha Funko Pop from the movie Wish. Somehow she's really gotten into that movie lately, so I was just like, you know what? Sure, we'll get you Asha. It's $3. So first up, we have Squirrel Girl. Squirrel Girl, I love it. And then Miss Marvel, and then Cloak and Dagger. So those are the people that are in this one. Yeah, this was $10 again, pretty awesome. And then down here you've got all the kind of like the I forget what they call them, but it's the little chips that you can put on the board. Um, Miss Marvel, I didn't know much about her until I watched the show. And again, probably people that are like super into comics and stuff like that are probably like, oh, whatever, it's trash. I thought the show was amazing. A lot of people didn't like the show. I really liked it. I've watched the Cloak and Dagger show. I think it was super awesome too. And then Squirrel Girl, I think if you're into Marvel at all, you've probably seen Squirrel Girl before. So I think that was super cool. But here's the board. I'm not sure what that side is. I actually didn't look at it. Let's see. That is a it's a Ferris. It's a Ferris wheel. It's Navy Pier. That's what that is. And then it looks like this side is the same. Oh yeah. That makes sense. Yeah. That's pretty cool. You've got two sides of the map. Oh, one side's got the actual terrains like printed on, and then the other side is just kind of a blank map. But that's that. You've got the sweet minis, of course. Squirrel Girl with her little squirrels. And then, of course, all of the. This is her. I forget what they call them, but the people that go along with it. So she's got all the squirrels to help attack. You've got Miss Marvel, which, of course, is in beginning there. Pretty sweet. And then you've got Cloak and Dagger. So the two that are there. They changed her powers. That was the main issue. You had to run with it to enjoy the show. Yeah, I did hear about that. I don't know. I thought it was awesome still. I really enjoyed it. And again, I've just liked every Marvel show that's come out. There hasn't been one that I have not enjoyed. But yeah, those minis are sweet. Um, Honestly, probably one of my favorite things about the unmatched boxes is just the super sweet minis. So yeah, I've this was probably the box that I was least interested in for Marvel. But again, $10, I'm gonna pick it up. Um, I really want the Brain and Brawn box that has She-Hulk and Spider-Man and I think Doctor Strange off the top of my head. I really want that one, and then I really want the one with Black Panther too. That one looks super sweet. So that is unmatched. Let's go ahead. We got a couple more games here, three more games. Next up, we've got Peaks. This game is on crowdfunding right now. It just went live yesterday. Peaks is published by Tangerine Games. They sent us this prototype copy of the game to do some content with, and we did a playthrough of it. We enjoyed it. I think I enjoyed it more than Devin did. I know I enjoyed it more than Devin did. Um, Devin absolutely crushed me on it though, because I was having so much fun building out my stuff that I had no idea what he was doing. And then on the next turn, I was like, "Oh, you planted your last flag." Okay. But anyway, Peaks is a engine builder ish game with some upgrades that you can do kind of to your actions and just make your actions a little bit better. The one thing that's awesome about this game is the artwork and the theme. Honestly, that's what it is. I mentioned earlier that Devin and I are into endurance sports. We're pretty outdoorsy people. We like hiking. We like all that kind of stuff. This is the board. It's a massive board. And so anything that kind of has that outdoorsy theme really draws me in. And this one's got tons of components in it. So all these little miniature flags. So what you're trying to do is you have three basic actions throughout the game. And those actions are rest, prepare, and climb. And so basically what you're doing is you're trying to climb these mountains, and these mountains give you different types of rewards. And the main reward that you want is planting your flags. So you have 16 flags, and the person that plants 16 flags first triggers the end of the game, and then everybody else has one turn after that. So that's a little symbol for your flag there. This was a fun playthrough, different than I'm used to. Nice artwork and thematic. I appreciate you watching that. Yeah, and so yeah, I love the artwork. I think it's super awesome. Um, but yeah, so it's got this really cool mechanic of, so when you're preparing, it's kind of like your research into hiking this mountain. So real life, you're gonna go to Google. You're gonna figure out, oh, what kind of equipment do I need? Do I need crampons? Do I need carabiners? Do I need whatever the hatchets, or not hatchet, but the ice picks? Can I just do it in like normal shoes? Do I need to acclimate myself before I climb it? So that's kind of like your prepare phase. So you're collecting whatever mountain you're wanting to hike in the future. And then you have the climb phase, which lets you spend energy to actually go onto this climb. Now, the thing about this game is it's not co-op, um, but you can help each other out. I guess semi-co-op. Um, and you really can't make it not. So if you want to go on a climb and the person that you're playing with, or somebody that you're playing with, has all the requirements to do the climb, they can go on the climb and you can't stop them. So there's two rewards, two sections of rewards that can be given, and you'll pick one, the other person will pick the other one. So it makes the climb easier because you'll spend less energy, um, but you are kind of helping them in the long run as well. So it's a game that will definitely play better with more than two people. I think that tag along mechanic is really supposed to be highlighted a lot in it, and unfortunately, in two players, I don't think it's as highlighted as it should be. So I definitely want to try it with more people. But it was a fun game. It was really enjoyable. They had some of my favorite mountains on there, so that was really cool. When those cards came up, I was really admiring them. But it was awesome. It was a really good game. I enjoyed it a lot. So that is Peaks. Are they incorporating a solo mode? Yes. So Devin and I actually played that game a handful of times, but the first time that we played it, it was pretty busted. um, I got this asymmetric card that let me. So there's also asymmetric player or power cards on there. They recommended not to play with them the first couple of games, um, mainly because they hadn't all been play tested, but they also said it's just easier without it. So unfortunately, the first play that we did, we wanted to do with the asymmetric player cards, and we played with one of the cards that hadn't been play tested, and I was like running away with it. So no, I had emailed the publisher and was like, "Hey, did we do something wrong? What happened here?" And he emailed back very quickly and said, "What card number was it?" I told him. He said, "Oh yeah, take that one out. We have not played with that one." Also, um, just so you know, there will be a dummy player that's going to be with the two people. That's going to be added into a two-player game. That's also going to act as the solo. So I believe, don't quote me, I'm not 100% sure. I think they're going to have two kind of bots to play against for a solo mode. So they are planning on a solo mode. Again, not 100% sure how it's done because they don't have it done. I told them to send it to me so that we could record the playthrough with that dummy play, um, but they didn't have it done yet. So they are promising the solo mode. Have no idea how it plays, and I hope that it's good. Now they have also they published Nestlings last year, which is going to be fulfilled here on. It was on Kickstarter. It should be fulfilled within the next month, and that one has a solo, and the solo is great. They did not have the solo fully fleshed out during the Kickstarter, but they did afterwards, and I got to look at it, and it did seem really good. So I trust what they're doing, but they don't have it done yet. So hopefully that answers your question. All right, next up we have hopefully has a full player. Yeah, it should have a full player field. That's what they're going for. So, all right, next up we have A Gentle Rain. This is Incredible Dreams Studio. Um, Devin laughs at me because this is a puzzle. I like it. I could honestly probably play it right here in front front of you guys, and you guys would understand the game. It is a fun little tile placement puzzle. That's all it is. So you know what? We can kind of play it out here a little bit. So what you're doing on your turn, you have this stack of tiles, and then you have 8 little flowers that you are wanting to blossom. Um, so you have a tile. We'll flip it over. Each side has a different color. So we've got dark blue, maybe that's purple, blue, orange, and yellow. And what I'll do is I will just place that down on the tile, on the table, and then I'll get another tile. And this one has 4 more colors. So what I'm going to try to do is just match them up with this other tile. And this one actually matches a ton of different stuff. So let's do blue to blue like that. Yep, and then we will go ahead and go again. So there's the tile, it's got all the colors. We're going to go ahead and, so the thing with this is you don't really want to have like matching colors on the same sides. I know you guys can't see it on there, but here I've got a dark blue and a dark blue or purple, whatever color that is, on the same side here, and there's no tiles that have that. So if I place that there, nothing can go there. So probably the best move to do is put that right there, and that allows some other turns in the future. So then we've got this one. We'll just go here until I get a match, hopefully. So if I can't go here just because there's a white and a blue, so let's do something like that. Then we'll keep on going. And so the goal of the game is to match enough pieces to where you can have one of these circles completely filled, and then you can place one of those blossoms out onto the ring. So here we go. Here's a perfect piece for it. I've got my blue and my purple, and those will go right there. They match up. So I've got 4 matching flowers here. I've got a red one, I've got a blue one, I've got another blue one, and then that dark blue or purple one. I think that is dark blue. There is a different purple color. So then I will get one of these flowers, and then I'll just place it here in the middle. And that's the game. So with that being said, let me kind of scoot this back a little bit. You just keep on going. And the aim of the game really is to just get as much as you can filled and try to get all 8 of these blossoms into your lake. There's a way to score it and all that kind of stuff, but honestly, I don't really care to score it. It's just a fun little, let me decompress and make a little pond with these tiles. They do have a version that just got released in Target this week, last week, sometime relatively soon, and it's just a fancier version of this. But that's a fun one. It's one that I just kind of, while you're watching TV, just put it out there and try to make some matches. Always changing, yet always itself. It's the definition of a cozy game. So that's it. And then finally, we have Takedo, the 10th anniversary edition. This was sent to us by Flat River Group. Who's the publisher of this game? I don't even know. Funforge? I think it's Funforge. Takedo is let's see, it says, welcome to Takedo, the legendary EC road connecting Kyoto to Edo. Here you'll begin an extraordinary journey during which you'll discover 1,000 marvels for the first time. Be sure to take the contemplate or the sumptuous vistas. So anyway, what this game is it's basically, before we get into that, a couple years ago, my wife and I took a trip up to Washington, and we found a board game cafe. That was just one thing. That's just something that we generally do whenever we travel. It was before we had kids, so we just kind of went somewhere and sat up and just played some games. And while we were there, we played Lost Cities, and it's a game that I have very fond memories of, just because her and I played that. And then we also got to play Takedo, the original version. So again, it's just a game that I have really fond memories of playing and just really enjoy it. So the object of the game is you're a traveler in Japan, and you're going to follow this highway, this road, and try to make the journey as rich of an experience as possible. So you're going to be trying to collect different um, souvenirs, different types of meals. You're going to try to hit different types of hot springs, do some different types of encounters. So you're doing all these kind of things to enjoy your trip throughout, um, this Tokaido Highway. So um, this is the board here, and it's a longer board, and each of those symbols are just like I said, different encounters, different meals, different hot spas, all that kind of stuff. And it's got the parks mechanic, if you've ever played parks, to where um, you move and then the person that is behind gets to do their action. So you can go anywhere that you want on the board, but then once you're at the end, that's when it's your turn again. So somebody can have a couple turns in a row before it becomes your turn again. So there's like a set collection kind of mechanic that happens where you're trying to grab different stuff, and then there's just ways to score victory points at the end of the game. You've got these little asymmetric kind of characters here that want different things, and I think it's different starting resources and all that kind of stuff. So this is a very old game. I want to say, well, this is the 10th anniversary edition, so 2014 ish is when it came out. But it's just a game that I've got really fond memories of, and we really enjoy it. We were talking about possibly live streaming this one this upcoming week on Friday. Not 100% sure on that one yet, just because it might not play at 2 very well, at least for a playthrough. So yeah, that's Tokaido, and oh, I've got 2 more games here. What games have you got new in your collection lately? What games are you waiting for? Maybe you've got some Kickstarters coming in. Um, what are you waiting for? Maybe you've backed some Kickstarters lately. What are some things that you have coming in? So then we got these games here, these exploding kitten games, really loud librarians, and throw burrito. Um, these games are sent to us by Exploding Kittens. Honestly, they're not really our types of games. We're not going to be doing a playthrough or anything like that. We might do a couple shorts. This one kind of interests me a little bit more. Really loud librarians. It's just a word association game. So you've got different letters, and it gives you like a different category. So like things that are round. So you're on an E. You could say Earth, and then it moves to a B. You say ball, something like that. And then you've got throw burrito, which I honestly don't know how to play it. You throw these things at people. So yeah, those are the last 2 games from the collection. Ken, you're waiting for your X-Men Dice Throne. We are too. We're about a month out on that one, I think, so it should be coming relatively soon. Michael, you just got Lisboa. Have you played Lisboa yet? Um, I don't remember if we have talked about that before. So that is going to be our next Lacerda con game. We try to play a Lacerda or at least something relatively heavy every con. So this last one we played the Gallerist, and this next one, Devin is planning on teaching us Lisboa. Thunder Road Vendetta was a game that I was very excited to try because, again, we like racing games, but I was very disappointed in the player elimination. Uh, we played it, it was fine. I really liked the dice placement, not really dice worker placement, sort of. I really enjoyed all of that, but man, it doesn't feel good to be out first and have to sit there for 15-ish minutes just watching other people have fun. But it's I think I want to try it again because maybe it was just a bad experience, but I don't know. We'll see. Played it solo, very very good, awesome. can. It might get here 3 or 4 months later because of overseas shipping. Yeah, I know Roxley does pretty well at getting stuff out, so let's hope that they do well. Ian, new games this month. Metro Runner. I watched your unboxing today. What kind of game is that? Because that's not what I expected at all. I really like how Thunderworks games, how all their newer games, or at least a lot of the ones that I've seen, have the what's it called? The inserts. Those look pretty sweet, and it looked like that one was pretty good. Blockus Duo. I like Blockus. I've not played the Duo version. World Wonders. Absolutely love World Wonders. If you get a chance, get the Mundo expansion. I think that might be my favorite polyomino tile placement game. It's a very good one. Really like it. And it plays pretty well at two. So I know you and your wife will enjoy that. Junk Drawer, another polyomino game. Um, I saw Ticket to Ride Paris the other day. I'm going to have to see what you put on your Excel spreadsheet about how that one is different. Expeditions, Gears of Corruption. Ooh, I didn't take you as a person that would play Expeditions. I thought that might be a little bit heavy for you. Draft and Write Records, one that I've wanted to try. And then Blueprints of Mad King Ludwig. I don't know what that one is. Waiting for Your Pledge of Noctur with Cascadia. And also have several Kickstarter games expected in July. Wow, you got a lot of stuff coming in, and I hope those shelves are going to hold up for you. It's a ton of stuff. Um, let's see. What am I expecting? I don't know if I'm expecting anything right now. I don't know if Devin is either. I think, let's see. August or September, Red Raven Games has Creature Caravans and the new Islebound Emerald Edition coming out. I think we should be getting those ones. Um, Pretty excited about that. We really like Red Raven Games. Let's see. We did not back the Cascadia rolling games. I really considered it. I don't know. I just wasn't. I don't know. We'll see. I'll have to try it out. Maybe get it at a different time. So, let's see. What else? What else? Ooh, um, of course, Garfield Games just announced their Scara Bray and the Anarchy um, landing page on Kickstarter. So that's live now. So that game's got to be coming to Kickstarter in probably a month or so. Very excited for those ones. And I think I saw a price point for both of them. It's like $90 or something like that. So that one is definitely getting backed. So we'll definitely be backing that one. Of course, anything that they put out, we're going to put out, or we're gonna get. So I think that's it for me. I appreciate you guys being here. I appreciate you guys being active in the chat. That is always nice to have. Um, and then, yeah, I just appreciate the support. We really, really do enjoy that. So, like I said, we will be going live this Friday. Not 100% sure what we're live streaming yet. Possibly Takedo, but we'll see. We'll see. We're going to read about it, see if it's okay at 2 players. Our other option that we have considered is above and below Red Raven Games. So we might do that one. We're not 100% sure. Really have to update the spreadsheet. Shelves are overflowing. Expedition is at the high end of your comfort level. Love the solo. Stonemeyer's really hit. Yeah, I know. Stonemeyer's really good developer for you. So, but yeah, that is it for me. As always, please remember to like, comment, subscribe. All that stuff really does help us, helps our channel grow, and we have been growing, and it's thanks to you guys. So we really do appreciate that, and we will see you guys on Friday. Have a good evening, and see you later. Sam, thank you. I'll just step on here and tell you appreciate you being on here for that. So, all right, you guys have a good night.